Hi everyone, thanks for dropping back in. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about mindfulness and how this can apply to you and your current situation if you happen to be stuck at home where you'd rather not be right now. Um, my name is Brian Adams. I'm a marriage and family therapist trainee at Family Concern Counseling under Youth for Christ here in the Central Valley, Modesto. You can check us out online. We are providing services. We can provide telehealth services. So if you or someone you need could benefit from receiving counseling services right now, join the club and come and check us out, and we can help you out. So mindfulness. Some might call it hippie. It kind of comes from, more Eastern methodology, things like that. It's this idea that being mindful is being in this moment and in this moment only. Many of us spend a lot of our time regretting the past, thinking about the past, or fearing the future, or being uncertain about it, which is what the case is for many people stuck at home right now, is just kind of being uncertain what's going to happen next, when it's going to happen, how it's going to happen, and having that fear, having that anxiety. Instead, mindfulness is a practice that can teach us how to only be here in this moment right now, and to enjoy life, and to notice life, and to recognize the joy that surrounds us and the beauty that surrounds us throughout every single day, being unburdened by this fear of the future and regret of the past. The most common pairing of mindfulness techniques, a lot of times you get images of monks in pristine chapels and monasteries on huge mountaintops, being secluded from the rest of the world, devoting their entire life to this meditation in search of this pure moment, right? This enlightenment of not existing outside of this moment. How can we do that? We live in a world that's surrounded by lights and sounds and flashing screens and screaming children and just so many things of our modern society that are specifically designed to distract us from the current moment and tell us what we should be doing next or what we should have done last. So how can we incorporate this kind of esoteric element of monk life, or of this kind of dream world, into our own reality? I certainly have not achieved nirvana or enlightenment through meditation to any degree. But where can we start, right? What is a piece of this that we can incorporate into our daily life that maybe doesn't make us one of the enlightened ones with all the knowledge of the world in our brain, but can help us in this moment? When you're looking at meditation, one of the successful elements of meditation is having an understanding of your thoughts. It's common for those that are attempting meditation that their chief complaint or barrier is that if they try to quiet their mind is too noisy to quiet. And so they spend many minutes of their meditation simply fighting against any and every thought that occurs to you. You believe so fiercely that your brain should be blank, that you should be draining your brain. This is what meditation is blacking out all and anything, and quieting your mind to this place of total silence. So any thought that occurs is met with resistance. We tell ourselves, I shouldn't be thinking this, clear my mind, and you're fighting. One of the key elements of mindfulness is to understand that our thoughts can't be fought. I'm sure if you have tried meditation in the past, or if you have just tried to get to a quiet place in your brain, it's the more you fight, the more that you tell yourself, I shouldn't be thinking this, I should have this clear mind, the louder that thought gets, the more you end up focusing on it. So it works counterproductively to tell yourself over and over, don't think. So what do? The best way to visualize this is to think of your brain as the beach. So if you take a moment and close your eyes and think about the inner workings of your brain, all right? Imagine your favorite beach, It's clear, you're the only one there, and huge waves are rolling in, right? The noise is crashing, they're hitting the foam of the surf is spraying up over you, sun's in your face. Those waves, the ocean, is your thoughts, right? They are always going to be there. Your brain is designed for thought. That is what our consciousness does. Many believe that that's the very definition of our consciousness, is our thoughts. You cannot silence them completely. Perhaps after a lifetime of study and dedication in a monastery somewhere, you could get to the point where you could silence your brain. I don't believe that I will ever attain such enlightenment, but I do know that I can calm my brain, and the key point is accepting that your thoughts exist and that your thoughts are not you. So when those waves of thought roll in, if you're fighting them, if you're saying, no, those thoughts shouldn't be coming in, I shouldn't be getting those thoughts, that's akin to running into the surf and trying to box the waves, trying to punch the waves out. It's not going to work. You're going to punch right through them. They're going to wash over you and overwhelm you even more than if you had just stood back and watched them come in. The key reaction here is to accept that those thoughts can come in and that those thoughts can wash out just as quickly, that every thought you have is not an indicator of who you are. So if you are trying to meditate, if you're trying to concentrate on something, even you're busy at work, or you're trying to find a solution to one of your kids' problems, something of that nature, and you're trying to focus, and these other thoughts come in, and you're thinking, man, I can't help my kid with his math problems now that I'm teaching him at home. Man, when did I get so bad at math, right? Having that thought is not only going to distract you from the focus of solving the problem at hand, but if you grab onto that thought, either by fighting it and thereby focusing on it more, or by going, man, I was always bad at math. How can I possibly hope to help my child out with this math problem if I'm no good at math? That is accepting that thought. That's taking that thought and incorporating it into your belief system. Even if it's momentarily, even if it's superficially, you are grabbing that thought and owning it. Instead, this strategy is to allow that thought to wash over you, and then just like a wave on the beach, let it wash back out. Instead of saying, oh, I'm terrible at math, a simple change of phrase can be, wow, I haven't learned this way of math yet. Or I'm having a thought that I'm bad at math. Simply labeling it as a thought rather than incorporating it as, I must be bad at math, or I'm so bad at math. These simple changes allow your brain to relax so that those thoughts can come in and release without ever taking a hold. So if you're trying to get to a centered point, whether you're meditating or just trying to find some peace of mind, some calm in the midst of this chaos and anxiety that we're all in, if you're trying to clear your thoughts and you have a thought come in, that's okay. Make room for it. Make room for that thought to come in and then wash back out. You can feel everything that's associated with it while recognizing that it is a thought, and then just breathe it back out. Let it go right back out. It does not need to stay. It does not need to take hold inside of your belief system. So when we talk about meditation, when we talk about mindfulness, being purely in this moment a lot of times requires lack of thought because it's pure appreciation of this moment. The second your thoughts take over, you're relating the information to your past, or you're thinking about what you're doing next, it takes you way out of the moment. How many of us have had vacations where we have this beautiful time of being with ourselves, being with our families, and yet we schedule it. So yes, we're in Hawaii and we are snorkeling and we're having a beautiful time, but all I can think about is we have to get back and be at that dinner that we scheduled for later on tonight that we have reservations for. That thought in itself takes you away from the beauty of the moment. And that's a little bit of an extreme thing, but even in the moments that we have now, the anxiety that we have and the uncertainty and maybe this meshing of world and home and work life are now melded together. So it's hard to differentiate the two, and that's causing a lot of chaos for some people. Living in that chaos prevents you from recognizing, hey, I get to see a lot of my kids' beautiful moments that usually only their teachers get to see. Their teachers get to see these flashes of insight and learning and finding out something new. And I don't ever get to see that because I'm not at the school. This is an opportunity to see the beauty in those moments and to appreciate the here and the now. But many of us are just so caught up in the chaos of the moment and the anxiety and the uncertainty of what's to come, of what the future is, of what the next piece of information to come from the news is going to be. And so we're missing out. So I would encourage you to take this simple step. I'm not telling you to meditate. I'm not telling you to find enlightenment. I'm not telling you to run away and join a monastery. I'm saying understand that your thoughts rolling in do not have to be you. You choose to make them so. So if you need to center yourself, if you need to find a place of calm, separate yourself from your thought and acknowledge that you can have those thoughts and they don't need to control your behaviors. Take a breath, try and be in this moment. Try and recognize the right now for the beauty that it holds. Again, if you need to reach out, if you're experiencing severe depression or anxiety, or you really just need a little bit of help, reach out. Many mental health professionals are offering telehealth opportunities for counseling, for guidance, so you don't have to risk your health, you don't have to risk your safety, you don't have to bring your family out in public. Many counseling services right now are offering telehealth options. So I encourage you, if you need to, if you're being overwhelmed, if you're having a hard time with all this, please reach out. And I'll finish by reminding you all to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll get through this together.